What's going on, folks? Painless. I've talked about these things as well as others. It's like everything's coming to fruition. What I mean by that is I'm hearing a lot of people, a lot of guys saying the same things, which is cool, which is fine. I said this before, this idea, when I hear people say they're using the same talking points as someone who may have more exposure than the person that's supposedly making the same comments or talking points, as if no one could naturally come to those determinations on their own, that they had to sit in front of someone, listen to that individual talk, discuss whatever it's about, and then copy or take, from that individual, or bite, as we used to say back in the day, those person talking points, as if you can't come up with this shit on your own. And I've been saying this since the last little go around where you had certain YouTubers jumping on people thinking that they got copyrights to shit. Oh, he's using talking points in it. So so what? So what? I mean, I like to think that some people are smarter, and that they'll come to the light and see shit for what it is. Would bring me to the, the whole baby situation. Somebody said on a comment, I think it was in the Shade Room, somebody was like, man, these sissies got y'all studio gangsters scared. Got y'all apologizing. Oh my, how the tables have turned. And if you really when I read it, I was like, wow. I mean, we hear so much apologizing and backpedaling, you from people that bite pillows, guys, people that bite pillows are making you I roll up on my ops, I kick in the door and blow his head off. Those are making y'all, these individuals are making y'all apologize. Making you get on your knees and fix it. Like Ben Rames said on Baby Boy, we was in the pen, I make you get on your knees and fix it. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing, folks. And this disrespect for black men. And, you see it with the Cynthia G's. And I'm seeing, like I've said in other videos, I'm seeing a new form of gender war. It's more combative. Usually it was more men such as myself, Soul and Black, Sergeant Willie Pete, David Carroll. We were on the offensive, putting down material. And, I was thinking, well, damn. When you hear all these sisters out here talking about they want to see black men and caskets and all this stuff, it made me think, well, damn, is this chicken coming home to roost? Because we was on full-out assault, and for good reason. And I make light and humor of this because, this is a new gender war, and I kind of got off track. And the reason it is new because, hey, The sisters are playing ball now. You know, they're playing ball. You know, you got certain ones out here with series, Who They Choose, Dusty Crumb. I mean, it's yeah, it's a new form. It's a you know, it's more combative now, and now you're seeing it more on a global scale. Usually, this gender war was pretty much contained. Like, if you wasn't on the end, you would never know this shit was going. Now with the emergence of a Kevin Samuels, in which you got celebrities talking about Kevin, you have non-black mainstream people talking about Kevin Samuels. There was none of this shit back in the gender war back in 09, 08, all the way up to what, you know, around that time. Even the black sector, even black folks that just did casual video really wasn't up on the gender war. But now it's mainstream. It's mainstream. Some of y'all that were around, y'all remember, like, to dock someone, like, niggas wasn't doing that. People wasn't doing that. You know, I had local gender war YouTube clout. I didn't have black YouTube clout. I had black gender war YouTube clout. Now you got the likes of a Kevin Samuels. He has global clout. This man, and you know me, Painless, I don't get up on that. I've never said, hey, hit the cash app. I don't do that. I think I put a PayPal up here maybe 5 years ago, but I've never asked for money. I don't look for money. I do this, as I've always said, for shits and giggles. Okay? And many of y'all have been rocking with me. No, I've always said that. Shits and giggles. Okay? But you got the likes of like a Kevin Samuels who has over 1 million damn subscribers. Think if every person gave him $1. Think if all his subscribers gave him $1. God damn, I mean, half of his subscribers gave him a damn dollar. That's global clout. And hey, I'm indifferent to it because I make my money off YouTube. I don't make my money on YouTube. So a person with 1 million subscribers, I'm kind of indifferent to. I'm like, I mean, that's a lot, but I'm not like, you know, he's not like God Almighty or nothing. And this, you know, it's just an observation, you know, whereas, and I say that not to shoot shots. I say that because a lot of you Negroes out here treat these people like they are God Almighty, which I'm indifferent to it as well. Just an observation. But yeah, this disrespect, blatant disrespect towards black men in terms of just, you know, sometimes I think these people are just playing, you know, and, you know, capping for YouTube. You know, I just, you know, and it's sad, you know, because I see sisters in real life. I see them driving Uber with their kids in the back seat. I see them driving all hours of the night trying to pay their rent, but still trying to cap and flodge on the side like everything is sweet. These are the same women that are talking this shit. These are the same women who are living out of their cars. These are the same women are one bad decision from being OCS on city streets. Evicted, but still capping, still playing like they have the upper hand. These are the women that sit in closets, and you can tell they're sitting in an attic or somewhere making these bullshit felonious videos. And I've said this, look, you know, people cry in the dark. That's what I've discovered. These people cry in the dark. These women that say all these things, these Cynthia G's and Tiny TKO's, and we've seen Tiny TKO's situation. I've seen her live out of a car, out of a Honda Accord at that. Nothing wrong with Honda Accords, but I think it was like a 96. So don't get caught up in all the glitz and glamour and likes and subscribers, because these people cry in the dark. Which brings, you know, like this whole with the baby and the LGBT. These people, they like to, you know, hey, like I said, they have clout, they have power. They're united. It bothers me how I see Negroes take up this flag, this banner so willingly, so as a matter of factly, and with vigor and determination, where it's become, black folks have become the face of LGBT. If you really pay attention, black folks are becoming the face of LGBT. Whereas before, whereas maybe 7, 8 years ago, we were talking about how dare y'all compare black struggles / civil rights struggles to what y'all got going on. And lo and behold, who's the goddamn face of that very fight now? Black folks. Who's up here on social media calling the baby? Now, the baby, I'm indifferent to his music. There's some music that I did like when he first came out. But for the most part, I don't listen to that. But to see black folks up here, and this is, you know, to see the youth, and you know, I try to support the youth, but see, the youth is going to have a Negro moment. You see, a lot of young black folks, they think that because, and I've heard this, and I've said this in a video, they get mad when Chad doesn't hit them back on Grindr. That's what they think racism is. Oh, you doesn't like me because I'm black. And I've taught, you know, I've heard others, and I've lightly, briefly touched on racism in the LGBT, because I've known people, I know people that have been on these sites and how they get shaded when they put black down. Or the only time that they really get, the only time it gets in play is when, I guess, a white boy has a fetish and wants some BBC. And I've read these things as well for research material purposes. So that's what these youth, they're offended at the baby, because they're saying, how dare you talk about us and the Chad or the Bruce that I want to get with. That's their perception of racism, because it can't be anything else. These kids don't really experience racism. It's more like, I didn't get what I wantism. That's what we're experiencing now. Microaggressions and shit. Like, what the fuck is a microaggression? Like, who comes up with, well, I know who comes up with these terms. The Chads that shade you on Grindr because you're black, and they know that, you know, the understanding amongst, in the so-called black community, even if you're part of the LGBT community, that don't trust blacks. Blacks are dirty. they have diseases. That shit, you know, the same reason why a Latino or or Asian or a Caucasian may shade a brother that tries to holler is the same. It comes from the same energy why a LGBT Brad may shade your LGBT Jamal ass also. This wants you to understand that. And if you want proof, you can go on Google and you can search dating apps, straight, homosexual, and how the racism on these dating apps plays out. Asian men, your Asian, traditional slant eye Asian, or your East Indian Asian have it the worst in the LGBT community and the straight community, heterosexual community as well. So you see, so these are the ones that are capping and trying to go after the baby and really facilitating and co-signing this shit. And you don't even know what you're doing. You're turning up the water in the pot that your ass is going to be boiled in. The LGBT community has latched on to Black Lives Matter, which y'all also believe and pump and perpetrate and support and advertise. So they're using you. The LGBT community is using young, vulnerable blacks because they know they want acceptance in the LGBT community because they don't feel that they're getting accepted in the so-called black community. They know that y'all worship whites, Caucasian skin, lifestyle, clout, access. And they know this. So they're using you, and they've used you. I was watching The Chi, and you know, The Chi it's something that I watch, but as of late, and I watch it for material purposes. And sometimes it was a good show when it came out. Now it's turned LGBT central, in which, you know, the original, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, the guy on there, Trig, the brother of one of the young dudes with the dreads, the three friends, see, he's new. There was another dude on there, I forget his name. I don't know if they killed him off or he went to jail. But the reason he's not on there is because he didn't want to do the role that Trig's doing. He didn't want to be portrayed as a male in a relationship with a transsexual / transgender individual. So they booted his ass off the show. And, you know, the show is written by a lesbian, created by a lesbian. And, you know, it's doing what it's supposed to do. But I thought it was interesting. There was a scene in The Chi in which Jason Weaver's on the show. He's from Chicago originally. Jason Weaver came up. He's been in a lot of movies and shows coming up. It's like me and him was raised together. We're probably around the same age. He's in there. But there was a scene where he came out of jail. See, he came out of jail and Trig put him up, let him chill at the house, till he get on his feet. And then something transpired in which Jason Weaver's character found out that the person that Trig was messing with was in fact a man. So anyway, fast forward the latest episode, they're in the kitchen and Jason Weaver's character comes in there and has to apologize to Trig's man-woman. And in this, she's acting real. So you're going to sit there and not say, you know, acting real as a matter of fact, like a woman, but like a domineering individual too. And Jason Weaver's there. He's the black, straight male, bucking and apologizing and please accept. You know, I thought that was real interesting. And then I look at the baby. Making you Negroes buck and apologize. Get on your knees and fix it. That's what I see what's going on to black men. Get on your knees and fix it. Now, Painless, why are they doing that? Well, I believe, this is just my opinion, I believe that American society is tired of the African American Negro. They see us as a menace, and they don't want to see, and they're doing it to this younger generation. You know, they want to keep you LGBT, they want to keep you LGBT focused, and to keep you in that banner, to keep you in check, to make sure you don't deviate, to make sure you know your place, you know. And I've talked about this, and you know, it coincides with black women. And there was another scene in which Jason Weaver's character was walking with the transgender, and she bumped into a dude on the street. And she got real raspy and greasy and tough with the dude, saying, "I beat your ass," and all that. You know, she turned into a dude. She turned into, or he turned into what he is. And then, you know, subsequently, Jason Weaver's character ended up checking the dude, roughing him up, saying, "Don't disrespect her." You know, it was real weird. It was real weird, man. But I could see what's going on. I could see what's going on, folks. And it coincides with how you see these overly aggressive black women talk to black men. In which you have a lot of black women out here who think most black men are, in fact, LGBT. We even hear it in Cynthia G, in her antics, in her rhetoric. You know, black men bussy popping and all this slick ass, clout chasing language, inferring that black men are gay, inferring that black men love to go down on non-black men, that we worship black men, non-black men, and all this stuff like that. But then again, a lot of you brothers don't give me a lot to work with. As the brother David Carroll said, y'all don't give us a lot to work with. So when I hear little things like that, when I see shit on the side like that, you know, you leave me like a, you know, shrug emoji, like, what the fuck, I don't know. And I've talked about reclaiming the black male image. I've talked about this to ad nauseum. You know? To where you think, you know, that's the sexual disrespect. And we even see it. When you don't toe the line to black women, or you say something that black women don't like. See, what you have, brothers, now, you used to just have sisters that you had to worry about. Now you got men that dress as women, that think they're women, have united with sisters. This is why they're really good, you know, homosexuals in the so-called black community and the modern day black women as we know today are allies, along with transgender. So it's 3 against 1. The black woman, the homosexual black male, and the transgender black male, female, whatever you want to call it. 3 against 1. Whereas before we only had to deal ideologically with the black woman. Friction, tension in terms of what our roles is with the black woman. Now we got 2 more we got to deal with. And I found it, I was watching, and I watched this for entertainment purposes. I was watching Pierre's show, the brother from How to Be a Player. A comedian back in the early 90s, real light-skinned Creole-looking brother. He has a podcast now, and he had this transgender named T.S. Madison. And and it was, I just wanted to hear, and I wanted to make some mental notes. And did she or he get on there and do what he does? Talk shit. I guess was involved in the adult film industry at one point in time. But talking like a nigga. Talking about I beat niggas' ass, make them do this and that, I shoot, and these LGBT, especially these, see, what the media has done, what society has done is, on one hand, they say they're vulnerable, that they're under attack. And usually it's a black man that they put up as the aggressor. When in actuality, what you find is some of these women, they try to be sneaky and don't tell us, us as black men, that, oh, I have a penis. And then the dude finds out and he gets rough with her and unfortunately kills her or him. And so we're the face of that. But they portray them as very vulnerable, they need to be looked out for. Hence is why you have a lot of these laws coming out, everybody is looked at that deals with black men as the, and I'm about to show you how deep this is. Everybody that deals with us is looked at as the victim. They need to be coddled. They need to be protected laws. Well, there ain't no laws for black men. I mean, theoretically, there isn't no specific laws for black men. There's, but this is why you have anti-Asian laws. This is why you have these anti-LGBT laws. If you pay attention, I want y'all to pay attention to this shit. If you watch MMA matches, and this is something I picked up, when a brother is getting the best and beating the brakes off somebody, those referees fly in with the quickness and pull that brother off. Because I think they know what's up, what's about to go down. Now, I may be reaching, but it's something for you to observe next time you see an MMA match. But yeah, they try to portray these transgenders as vulnerable and weak. But hell, I looked at shit. T.S. Madison was talking all type of shit, talking about, I'll square up with a nigga, I'll beat a nigga's ass, I'll do this, whoop and that. And then on the side, what I just explained, you bumping into niggas in the street, talking about what's up, I'll beat your ass, So which one is it? You gonna be a dude or you gonna be a woman? And see, that's another avenue of confusion. To me, they're niggas. Your bone structure is a man. Your everything screams man. But now you introduce hormones and all. But no, to me, you're a dude. You got a third leg, you're a dude. But see, I don't run in circles like that. I don't. When I lived in Hawaii, that's a big part of the Polynesian culture. But see, in Hawaii, they're transgendered. Don't act like black transgenders. There's a role. It's accepted. It's it's known. It's just different. You see, this shit going on in the so-called black community, this is straight confusion. This is the type of shit to where we can't dig ourselves out of. And you put that onto a community, so-called community, if you will, who 80% of the children come from single parents. This is not, if you, and this is what gets me about you Christians. I think I read some about Christians saying we got it wrong about LGBT. And see, this is the shit where you lick your finger up and stick it in the air and see which way the wind blows shit in the so-called Negro church is exactly why I don't go to church. Church niggas are so willy-nilly, so cowardly. They don't want to take the ball and score with this shit, but they kowtow. I mean, you have some pastors out there that are keeping it real and saying, no, you bite pillows, you doing this and that. Now, I don't particularly believe with it, but this whole go along, just to get along in terms of the LGBT, because you might have to apologize. Lo and behold, you have to apologize. That's the shit that gets to me. But yeah, which way? What is it? When you have a so-called community that that is behind in terms of marriage, are dysfunctional subculture in the so-called black community, and you topple this with confusion and who the fuck you are, so you have a group of people who don't know their history. Now you're going to have a group of people, the next generation, who not even going to know what the fuck are you a girl or are you a kite? Okay? Are you a lunchbox today? You know? Are you a bike wheel reflector today? Like, this is why the so-called community, black community, is going down. It's dipping, and it's dipping, but it's dipping faster now. The so-called black community has always been on a decline in terms of, I met this girl from California. She's from SoCal. And, I told her, when you see my number, I have an 808 number. It's a Hawaii number, okay? If people get in trouble, oh, they see Hawaii, they got all these goddamn questions. How do you like it? Why are you here? Why'd you leave Hawaii? And all this shit. So, and I told her about my, my past, and we got to talking about certain groups, and she was like, yeah, because I told her my ex-wife was Polynesian. She's like, yeah, everybody in California, everybody loves Samoans. They're cool, good people. Nice people. Don't fuck with them, but they're very nice people. And I got to thinking, I always hear that. And I got to thinking, what is the global report card on the Negro? I'll let you answer that. Painless out.